And tonight in Spring Hill, Kansas, the school board's calling a special meeting to talk about mask rules, and they're going to have to act quickly. That's because some students are set to go back to class on Wednesday. Board meeting starts at 8 tonight. Members will decide if the district will follow Johnson County's guidance. Now, right now, the county requires kindergartners through 6th graders to mask up. Meanwhile, district staffers in Smithville will have to mask up starting today. Well, students are not back in class until next Tuesday, but the district's mandate begins today. The school board made the decision to require masks after hearing from neighbors at last week's meeting. And new from Kearney, the district just approved a mask mandate. It applies to everyone, even if they're vaccinated. Students will also have to mask up on the bus. A district rep says that the goal is to keep all students learning in person for the entire year. Kearney returns to school on August 24th. And you can count on KBC9 News to keep you and your family updated as districts change the rules before you send your kids back to school. Make sure you click on the coronavirus tab on KBC.com and then you can follow the updates. Meanwhile, Missouri's health department has issued a hotspot advisory for metro counties. Johnson, Lafayette, and Saline counties in Missouri have caught the attention of health leaders after COVID-19 cases have increased there in the past 2 weeks. Well, the issue seems to be spreading east there. You see, after the state issued a hotspot advisory for Cass and Jackson counties. Right now, their vaccination rates are low. Johnson County, Missouri has less than a quarter of its population fully vaccinated at 23.4%. Lafayette County is at 34.5%, and Saline County has 35.8% fully vaccinated. And right now, healthcare workers are really feeling the impact of this surge in coronavirus cases. An ICU nurse at Capital Region Medical Center in Jefferson City is now speaking out, describing the heartbreaking battles that she is facing every day at work.
I've literally had families have to watch their loved one die in a phone call. Or standing at a doorway like there's some zoo display animal and watch them suffocate. And we try to make them as comfortable as we can, but that's the last memory they have of their loved one because they haven't been there.
The latest numbers from Missouri show cases are on the rise. 1,100 new coronavirus cases were reported today. The state's testing positivity rate is now at 14.6%. It's climbed more than 10% since June. Meanwhile, as COVID case numbers grow, doctors at the University of Kansas healthcare system are concerned. Right now, they are treating 85 people for COVID-19. Patient numbers are climbing to levels not seen in months. They are sounding the alarm, but the system's chief medical officer says that it feels like no one's paying attention.
I don't think we're getting enough traction out there. It doesn't feel like people are really listening. They got so much COVID fatigue that all the desire to pitch in at the beginning, people are just tired of it. But I'll tell you what, if you want to see tiredness, you want to see exhaustion, go look in the eyes of the nursing staff right now.
Doctors say that vaccines and masking are needed to fight the pandemic. They're worried that if case numbers keep building at this rate, more social distancing and capacity restrictions may be needed to curb the spread of the virus. And the CDC is reporting a record high number of COVID patients under 49 years old. The number of daily cases is at the highest since January. Here's ABC's Aaron Katursky with the details.
Cases of the highly contagious Delta variant continue to surge across the country. Nationwide, more than 140,000 new COVID cases were reported Friday and Saturday, the highest on consecutive days since January. The southeastern corner of the country has been particularly hard hit. The 8 states with the highest case rates are all in the region. Texas is now treating more hospitalized patients than the peak of last year's summer outbreak. In Louisville, around 90% of hospitalized COVID patients are unvaccinated. Danielle Nelson, her husband, and 2 sons all contracted the virus. She is in quarantine. Her husband is hospitalized. Luckily, her sons recovered quickly.
I know I was very, very lucky with my kids. I was very lucky. And I will never take that for granted.
Doctors are now pleading with people to take the shot.
The more of these adults that we get immunized, the fewer infections that we're going to see in children and the fewer of these complications that we're going to see.
Meantime, as kids return to school, COVID has already shut down some classrooms. In Palm Beach County School District, more than 400 students are quarantining after over 100 students and 24 staff members tested positive. With children under 12 not yet eligible for the vaccine, pediatric cases are on the rise.
Take all of the steps to protect kids, and the biggest one is to get vaccines to people who aren't yet vaccinated and not allow people who aren't vaccinated to be in situations where they're potentially exposing those who are unvaccinated, including children.
Still, the debate over masks continues. Several school districts in Florida and Texas have mandated masks, defying orders from their governors. But the Texas Supreme Court handed Governor Abbott a victory over the weekend, upholding his ban on mask mandates in 2 counties.